Hey everyone, Luke here from Bedford Camera and Video, and I'm going to show you some dodge and burn tricks. This is a great way to build contrast in your photo in a very specific way. So let's go ahead and start. So in Photoshop, on the right hand side, you'll see this icon. This is going to be your dodge tool. This will be your burn tool. Dodging in an image will allow you to brighten a selective portion of your image. Now in the top right, you'll notice that you have your brush size and hardness. Usually I keep my brush pretty soft, usually at a 0. And then of course the size of the brush will change depending on what I'm trying to brighten. Now under range in the top right of your screen, you'll see shadows, midtones, and highlights. This is what your dodging will affect. So if you're on shadows, it will affect the darkest portions of the image, highlights the brightest portions of the image, and so on. Now, exposure is going to change how much of an effect it will have. So for this image, and for most images, I usually try to start at a lower exposure level, maybe anywhere from like a 15 to a 20% for my landscapes. If I'm doing a portrait, I might even start at a 5%, and I build up that effect. So let's go ahead and start here. So this is a photo of the Great Sand Dunes in Colorado, and it's a really cool image because there is so many highlights and shadows. Now, it's kind of a gray monotone feel right now, and that's what we're going to change with dodging and burning. Like I said, I have my dodge tool selected, and I'm going to just kind of start painting in anywhere I see a highlight, okay? It doesn't have to be too terribly specific as to where you're doing it. Of course, you might want to change your brush size here and there just to get the effect that you want. And I'm going to just follow this down. And of course, when you're doing this on your own images, you're probably going to want to take some more time to really dial it in exactly the way you want. For this tutorial, I'm going to kind of move a little quickly, a lot more quickly than I would normally. So like right here where these people are down here, maybe that was just a little much. Okay, right there, maybe right here where these guys are. A little bit here. Now, if you notice though, I have it selected on highlights, and in this shadow part, as I click and hold, it really doesn't change much. But if I go to my midtones or my shadows and start doing that, you can tell that it's starting to lighten that up. So if you're not getting the effect that you want on a specific area, it could be the fact that you need to change your range mode. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the opposite and go to my burn tool. Same things apply on this top side here. You have your brush size and hardness, range for your highlights, midtones, and shadows, and then for your exposure, you can change that however you see fit. None of these numbers are exact. You have to do this by feel. So each image is going to be different, okay? It's one image might have a shadow or a midtone burn of 10%, the next one might have 30%, and it really changes, and that's what's kind of cool about the dodge and burn aspect. Instead of doing a global contrast increase or decrease, you can be very selective as to where you're putting all of this contrast. Now I'm going to just kind of walk through here and really punch in a lot more there on my midtones. Okay, solid. And now I'm actually going to jump to shadows, and I'm actually going to hit just kind of like some of the deeper parts that are a little more black. Okay, and I'm actually going to bring my exposure down just a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, and you can see as we keep clicking on through this image, you'll see how much contrast is being brought into this image. already it's gone from a gray kind of muted tone across till you really bring out that contrast. And a really cool way to kind of give that extra pump, that extra little jump, is to get your dodge and burn exactly the way you want it and then do a global contrast. And all I'm doing right now is using my levels. I'm going to pull in maybe a little bit of highlights, but then I'm going to crush the blacks just a little bit more. Okay, maybe just a little too much there, but right there. Okay, so now you just got that little bit extra contrast built in. So there you have it. That's an easy way to go about dodge and burn and really give a selective contrast build in your image. You can use this on portraiture, on products, on landscape, wildlife, whatever you're shooting. So if you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe to our channel. My name's Luke from Bedford Camera and Video, and we'll catch you next time.